Hello everybody, welcome back to Camp Cooking with Xiaofei. Camp Cooking with Xiaofei. Dun, 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 dun.
That was a very quick start. I was expecting a warm-up. Straight in there.
Yeah, I didn't teach you that flair part.
Oh, okay.
Today we have a very special treat for you. We are making English-style mulled wine. Why don't you explain a bit what mulled wine is?
Mulled wine is basically a red wine that's warmed and mixed with different spices. I've just quickly Googled it. There is no official recipe.
Mulled wine is a style of wine, not a particular dish. There's a few sort of recurring themes. We're going to add star anise, cinnamon. What we have here is whole cinnamon. You can use cinnamon powder, but it makes it kind of very spicy that way. I think you get a much better flavor if you use the
more subtle flavor with
Yeah, it's more subtle, more natural. Cardamom. Cardamom is basically a rock that you smash. You can also get it in powdered form. If you use powder, don't use that much. And then here we have cloves.
Ah, are these easy or difficult to find in Taiwan?
So this is kind of funny. So where in England, where do you get your cinnamon and your anise and cardamom?
Well, nowadays we probably just go to the local Asda, which is like Walmart.
So where do you think you'd buy it in Taiwan?
Carrefour.
Chinese medicine store.
Oh, okay.
If you go to a grocery store, you can get powdered cinnamon and maybe powdered cardamom. It's going to be very difficult to find star anise or cloves.
Okay.
So these are actually normal spices that we use often for cooking in America and the UK. But here in Taiwan, you get them mostly at the Chinese medicine stores. They were very surprised to learn that we're going to use this
for food, for consumption.
To make wine. But really, you can use cloves for all sorts of things. You put them in potatoes.
I had a friend who had a sausage shop in Taichung. Yeah. And he was trying to make South African boerewors, and one of the ingredients is cloves. Couldn't find it.
You gotta go to the Chinese medicine
Well, there you go. He's now his shop is shut down. He failed, lost all his money.
Because he couldn't find cloves. That's the problem. Yeah. You want to be successful, you gotta get cloves. I have a theory about why they're at the Chinese medicine store and not at the regular stores. When we use these ingredients in Western cooking, it's always bacon. This is apple pie. This you'll put in the chicken or baked potatoes.
Oh,
like
that's right. You pop it in the chicken.
Traditional Taiwanese kitchens don't have ovens. Here, there's not that sort of culture of baked goods, and so they wouldn't use these. They have them, they exist, but they're used a different way. They're used in Chinese medicine. And
do you have any idea of what these kind of things cure?
My assumption is that everything has to do with erections. I don't know anything else about Chinese medicine, but whenever I see something like that...
Let's get started.
Yeah, don't worry, you can edit that out. So first things first, we're going to need some wine. So I have here a nice Cab Merlot mix. And oftentimes when I buy wine in Taiwan, they're brands I've never heard of, they're wines I've never tried before. So what I always check is the alcohol content.
Right. And
so this is 14%. For this, generally, you're gonna want a drier wine, a more astringent wine. 12 to 14%, if you know, 13, 14 is best. If you see the wines on the shelf that are like 10.5%, those are probably very, very sweet.
Yeah, they're sweeter.
So a nice dry wine. And then we just dump it all into the teapot here.
Full bottle?
The whole bottle.
We are camping here tonight, so it's fair enough that we can have a drink.
Yeah, don't drink and drive, folks. We'll be spending the night here in the river. Normally we use 2 bottles.
Okay.
But
we don't want to get hammered.
Well, it's just you and me. Yeah, so if you have more people, you know, 4 people use 2 bottles.
Okay.
Person,
makes sense.
And it's going to be a bit less alcohol. Some of the alcohol will evaporate when we're cooking it. And the next thing we want to do is we're going to add some fruit juice, citrus juice specifically, or apple juice together, and that will bring some of that astringent and bitter taste out of the wine, and that'll also sort of dilute it a bit. And this way we get to drink more of it because something you have on a cold night, and you sit around and you want to drink many cups. You don't want to just have a few cups and then you're drunk. And
one thing I didn't mention at the start when you asked me is it's a very Christmas drink.
It is. It's a winter drink.
It's a winter Christmas drink.
So I'm Jewish. I don't have a Christmas anything, but we still drink this because it's the season. It's cold. And that's why it's not so common in Taiwan also, because there's not that many cold nights.
Yeah.
But when you come out here in the mountains, it does get quite cold, and it's very, very nice to sit around a fire. It just warms you up from the inside out, and you just feel really good. We're going to be cooking this on a fire because camp cooking, we do everything on a fire. Yep. But you could make this at home on gas, or when you're camping on gas. It's actually easier on gas because you can control temperature better.
Yeah, my mom does it on gas.
Yeah, or you could even make it in like dianguo. It would also be very, it'd be very
really?
easy. Yeah, it'd be easy in dianguo. Why not?
That's another use for dianguo, to add to the other 1001. Now there's 1002.
Here's some trivia for you.
Yeah?
Name one thing you can't cook in a Diango. You can't do it.
Oh yeah, I thought there was one specific thing.
No.
Yeah.
There is no specific, there isn't. You can't do it.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
I challenge the audience. Name one thing you can't cook in a Diango.
Comments down below.
All right, so let me grab the fruit.
Okay.
That would have been a scandal.
That would have been a challenge for Aurelian in editing.
Now we're gonna just make it from fresh juice. Obviously, you should use a juicer. We don't have a juicer. So a little technique is you can put it inside of a cup.
Yeah.
Take it in there and you just press it against the side of the cup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then it just...
Well, these are super juicy oranges we've bought anyway, right?
These are incredibly juicy oranges.
Yeah.
We're very lucky that at the same time as mulled wine season, it's also fresh orange season in Taiwan.
Yeah, we got these from, where, Renai Market?
That little town, I forget the name of that town, way up on the up on the Central Cross Highway, Highway 14, up in the mountains in Nantou.
Yeah.
Straight from the farmer. It is delicious.
Jeez.
Jeez Louise.
I'm pretty tempted just to drink that, but let's wait. Let's wait until the wine.
Maybe grab a spoon.
Spoon?
Yeah, I gotta get out these seeds. There's just so many seeds in these oranges. It's ridiculous.
There's a nice natural receptacle.
Yeah, recycling.
Yeah, reuse, recycle, rejuice. This is more difficult than it looks.
Yeah.
Trying to get out the last bit of seed.
I've been in your position before. The skin gives it a nice taste, so we're just gonna slice off just the outside layer. We just want the outside part, we don't want too much of the white part. Just take this and just put it right in the pot. It's okay to leave the skin on the ginger for this. Drop a few in there and take our orange juice, put it in the pot. Now this is where things get a bit tricky. The flavor of this, it's only to what you personally like. Like Allan said, there's no set recipe for mulled wine. You do it to your personal taste. So for one bottle of wine, what I like is about 4 cinnamon sticks. Drop it in there, a small handful of cloves. Drop it in there. Star anise, I like to add a bit more. I feel like this does very well to take away the sort of the bitter taste from the wine. And just toss it in. Cardamom, I'm a bit more careful with. I don't put as much in. Just a little bit like that. Few small pieces is fine. And then it's ready to go on the fire. So that's how much spice does this compare to what you usually do?
To be honest, I couldn't tell you. I just let my mum do it and she gives it to me.
So it's a very personal thing, different, you know, to where you like it. So I encourage everybody to just sort of experiment.
Well, the ginger is an experiment.
I've never put ginger in it.
That was my suggestion.
Yeah, it's a good suggestion. I never put ginger in it, but I think it's going to be nice. And ginger is just not as common in sort of Western countries. Yeah. For example, this is the old ginger. We can't even get this in North Carolina. You can't grow this long. Ginger is one of those things that warms you up, and that's really what this is all about.
Healthy fruits.
Yes.
Warm, healthy fruits.
So let's do it.
Let's make a fire.
Next step, make a fire. This will start the fire. Really strong wind coming from that way. Let's position this to block the wind. The wind will blow it in, but then it'll just hit this and go up. We can reposition some of this stuff to take advantage of the wind. Oh, and the wind just stopped. There we go. There we go. I don't have a lid, so I'm just gonna put a bowl on top of it. Ooh. Now these coals, this little small piece of wood I made, they'll burn very well on top of that. And they won't burn for too big or too long. I'll be able to control it. Now, that is perfect. Just lay that on top. And now we wait.
So how do you know if it's not boiling inside?
Just lift up the lid and check. It doesn't get ruined if you boil it. It's just
no, it's just
the alcohol goes away. That's really hot now, but it'll burn down a bit. So by the time it gets, the whole thing's heated up, it won't boil. So, moment of truth.
So how long has it been going? About 15, 20 minutes, would you say?
Yeah, it's going about 15 minutes.
Yep.
And so the longer you cook it, the stronger it's going to be.
Okay.
So the first cup is going to be the weakest cup, and as we continue to drink it, it'll be stronger and stronger because it's still cooking in here.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Let's have a look how it comes out. You can definitely see it's changed like texture or consistency.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And be careful, it's hot.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Well, let's
Oh, it smells good.
check. Well, how do they say in wine culture the bouquet?
Wait. I can do this.
Okay.
I detect a hint of orange.
A hint of orange.
Yeah.
So far, so good.
Cinnamon. Is there cinnamon in here?
There is. Yeah. You can tell you what. This guy knows his stuff.
Anise. Oh, this one's tough. Cardamom.
That is difficult to identify the cardamom.
Ginger.
Very good. What can we say?
Clove. Wait, there's one more ingredient. There's one more. I can smell it. Love. You put any
Lots
love
of
in
love.
this?
Lots of love.
Cheers.
Let's have a little sip.
Oh, it's really good.
When
Must say so myself.
is the alcohol coming off the top? Do you think? Like as it gets really close to your
You
lips?
mean that burning thing?
Yeah.
Like a little bit of burn as you breathe it?
Yeah.
You think it's the alcohol steaming away? It could be. That's why I got to make sure this lid's on here. That's why you don't want to boil it. I think that's also the citrus. I think, you know what, I bet that it's the citric acid that you feel in your nose if you breathe it in.
I would love to see Taiwanese people drinking this and see how they rate it.
Well, they do like it. Oftentimes in the winter, when we go camping, we have this.
Yeah.
Like my friend's wife, once she was turned on to this, she just like insisted every time we go camping. And you know, every time we make it different. Sometimes we put passion fruit in it. Sometimes we put, you know, more of one spice than the other. There's no set way to do it. You
exactly.
can't ruin it. Cheers.
Thanks for all your hard work.
Well, the thing is, it's actually really easy. That's what's
Well,
great.
yeah.
That's what's great about it.
I'm kind of referring to this whole trip that I've been on with Xiaofei.
Oh, right.
We've been traveling for a few days now, and it's very nice to have an expert, not to worry about too many things. I try to jump in and help where I can, but this guy knows his stuff.
I'm glad you came out. I think that, you know, of course I do this kind of thing every week, and I think that there's a lot of people who just never done it before because they've never maybe had somebody invite them out, and you know, it's something like if you've never done it before, it's not the, you know, it's hard to just do it by yourself.
People are put off by maybe equipment. They think they need lots of equipment to do certain things, but I think
we did all of this with just a teapot. I have this thing here, but you could just as easily put it just right in the coals in the fire. You don't need to put it on this. This just makes it easier to control the heat a bit, or just use a normal gas thing.
I'd say it's a little bit stronger than I remember. I don't know whether it's alcohol is strong or the spices are strong, but there's definitely...
No, it's the fruit juice. So normally you'd put in a lot more fruit juice.
Okay.
Normally you'd put in about half and half fruit juice and wine. I probably should have mentioned that before. Normally you would put in an equal amount of wine and fruit juice. We had 2 cups of fruit juice. A bottle of wine is about 4 cups.
Yeah.
So we only put half the fruit juice because that's all the fruit juice I had. But yeah, if you put it, normally you'd put in twice as much fruit juice, and you don't have to juice it yourself. You just buy some fruit juice, throw it in there, and that's why it's a bit more bitter, a bit stronger. You're talking about strong alcohol, not like strong ginger or something like that.
Yeah, pretty much. The alcohol is. It seems stronger than wine.
It's because it's warm. It just feels it. But
it's warm, and maybe the spices are adding to the texture or flavor. But
and again, this is also personal taste. So if you are somebody who likes things a bit milder, you know, maybe add more than 1 to 1. It's one of those dishes where you can make it 100 times with 100 different people, and everybody's gonna do. You know, no 2 cups will be the same.
Yeah, a little bit like. Sanbeiji.
Right, and again there, it's like, you know, you have the sanbei, right? So you have the cup of alcohol, the cup of sesame oil, and the cup of soy sauce.
Yeah.
But there's like 50 other things in there.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's like, you have the base that you start with, and then everybody does the rest of it.
Exactly, yes. Ah. It's not a bad job, this, right?
Well, I'm tired. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you can try your own mulled wine on your next camping trip or just at home. We're going to take this video over to Allan's channel. You can watch it there, and we will be discussing
why people don't come to Taiwan.
Yes, why don't people come to Taiwan? Specifically, sort of Western tourists. You can see there's a beautiful place like this.
Yeah.
We're the only ones here. Why are we the only ones here?
And the reason that I'm talking about it on my channel, as you'll find out later, is Xiaofei is what I would consider the tourism expert. You've been around the island probably a bit more than most of us.
Also, I try to make my channel a bit more family friendly, a lot
Yeah.
less profanity and nudity than is on his channel.
Well,
Anyway, it doesn't matter. Check it out. I got a link at the bottom. Thanks. Let me know what you think in the comments. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye,
Cheers,
Gumbe.
Bye-bye.
Ham cooking with Xiaofei. Dun 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 dun.